Guys, girls and whatnot, I'm back again for another video. This time it is a kind of review. I don't want to really, it is a review, but this is a game that's been out for a while, and that will be the case with all my reviews. Generally, I tend to not have the urge to play a game straight away just because it's been released, unless it's a game that I'm really looking forward to. And I think when it comes to that, it's really Fable 4, and if it's a lot better than Fable 3, Beyond Good and Evil 2 and Deus Ex Human Revolution. These are the exceptions, sorry, Deus Ex series. Otherwise, I don't rush to play what's new. So yeah, I am doing a review on Life is Strange today. And I just finished it today, so it's a good time to review it, and it's late, but I decided to review on the same day. If you don't know what Life is Strange is, it's a game made by, I think, Don't Nod Entertainment, or Don't Nod Sewing, and it's their first game, I'm pretty sure, and also it is published by Square Enix, and it's a point-and-click adventure. Point-and-click adventures, probably the best example and the most successful is The Walking Dead, but there have been millions of others before that, like Great Fandango, or there's just been a lot of them. I could listen forever. And before this game, the point-and-click that I got most hooked on was D4, except for the third episode, but the first and second episode were amazing, and I was considering doing a Life is Strange comparison with D4, but I don't think I really have the time to play over D4. I'm nearing the end of my uni holiday, so I want to use it on games that take a lot of time. But yeah, no, we're going to go back to Life is Strange. So when playing this game, I will say it is one of the few games where I felt really emotionally connected with the actions. I think it tops Walking Dead by far, but that's just me, because for some reason you fit when something doesn't go right, you feel really bad. You feel like you could have solved it. I think this is also to do with the ability to rewind time. You have the choice to think it over and do it again, and when it doesn't go correct and you're too late, you're too far down in the story, it just hits you. There's just one thing in particular. I don't want to really spoil it. I'll be adding all the spoilers at the end, but it just felt really bad. Like, damn, I did that, basically. And it's a lot to say for this game, because when I first played it, I was cringing at just this kind of teenage mentality. I mean, I'm still kind of in my youth, but I'm getting towards the end. But just that teenage mentality that, you know, a lot of girls and boys have when they're around, well, I'd say 16, but they're all 18 in this game. It's just that kind of very judgmental, skeptical, all that, and you know, also the language and stuff. You know, first episode I was just like, damn, I just can't see how I can get involved with these characters. They just seem so whiny at the end of the day, and I'm whining now, which is funny. But somehow that changed. Towards the end of the game, I barely noticed it. I mean, it was just such an interesting story, and just really cool characters. I mean, I loved Chloe. Chloe was excellent. The dude, I forgot his name now, who is the main drug dealer, he's a great character. Nathan Prescott, another interesting one. But yeah, no, they had some really good characters in here, and they definitely, you tend to, with these characters, not see them change personality wise so much, but you just tend to get to know their history and understand them a bit more. And it's a great game because it seems that you're thrown up, you're given some choices that aren't that significant, but you can still alter what the outcome is later on in maybe another episode. But it's such a minor thing, but it's just interesting that they did that, because I felt with Walking Dead, I haven't played it in a while, so I may be wrong, but like every single time there was a lot of the time those choices were just very significant, and in between those choices it was fairly similar. And that's another thing with Life is Strange. I haven't played it the second time, but I know for a fact the game, the story can be completely different. Maybe not toward the end, that's a bit of a spoiler, but certainly in the middle part, the reality that you live in can be very different. In fact, I'm quite curious. I want to definitely replay this game later on and see what would happen in one situation that I did not do necessarily the best. But yes, it is a really good game, a really good point and click. I think it's more on the lines of Walking Dead when it comes to the way the world is depicted, kind of quite brutal at times. And if you were to compare it to D4, they're actually quite different. So I just really enjoyed D4, so it's interesting to compare. But D4 was, a very different game. I mean, it is Japanese and it's a very different culture. So that kind of probably explains why Walking Dead seems more similar to Life is Strange. But yeah, no, it is a really, really good game. I keep saying that only because I'm trying to think of what else to say, but when it comes to the spoilers, this is a spoiler part, so if you haven't played it, I'd stop the video now. But the main thing that I want to mention is the ending. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't just that. There was two events in this game where I got quite upset. The first was seeing Chloe in the alternative universe in a wheelchair. I was quite upset by that. I felt horrible, but once again reiterating the fact that you really feel responsible for your consequences. But that consequence seemed inevitable. But then there's that final scene. And it got to, you're given the option of sacrificing Arcadia Bay, which is a lovely city, a beautiful city, and I wish I added that before. The city is interesting, very interesting place. Or sacrificing Chloe. Being the man, not the man, trying to be the better person, I chose to sacrifice Chloe the first time. And you get to that scene with those photos and it was torture. I wasn't necessarily crying, and I'd admit if I was crying if I was, but it was painful. I wanted it to stop, but I was watching this and just the pain that these people went through after Chloe's death, and just Max having to sit there and watch it happen again. And with this time actually knowing it was Chloe and having a strong relationship with her, that I was just like, it was just painful. I just remember like almost going, I should really look away from this screen. I don't want to watch this. It was more upsetting than Kate Marsh and her suicide in my eyes, just because I think Chloe was such a great character. And then, I actually went back and changed the ending. None of the other characters cared to me as much as Chloe, and I feel it's such a selfish act. But I'm sure that's going to be a consequence in the second season. And apart from that, on the spoilers, I gotta say, Nathan's room was really well done. A very interesting room with the what was it called, the projector, and all these creepy images, and it just really pictured some really dark, twisted, not necessarily dark, but confused and twisted kid. And then of course there's Mr. Jefferson, which, to be honest, I did kind of predict something was fishy with him, but I didn't quite get it till, I couldn't quite confirm it till the actual events where you see Mr. Jefferson working with Nathan, which I did not predict at all, but I thought Mr. Jefferson's had something secretly going. And it was interesting. Another thing was, I forget his name, Ben Madsen. I know his name was Madsen. He was an interesting character because, like, the first episode they depict him as this absolute not arrogant, but paranoid prick. But you slowly grow to learn that he's actually doing it for good, not just because of paranoia or anything. He wants to do good. And it's funny because I really sided with him, but just my instincts were, whenever there was a fight between Chloe and him, I'd go with Chloe because you always back up your friend, basically. And that was something that I haven't seen in any other video game, where you're like, well, I think the parent or the guardian or whatever is right, but I'm going to stick with my companion or best friend or whatnot. So that was an interesting thing that I've never seen in the game before. And of course the final chapter, there was some pretty trippy stuff going on at some stage. It was pretty cool. I did like that bit quite a bit. The only problem was that it was getting late at night when I was playing it, so I was just like, I'll just wait for one more trippy thing section and then go to bed. But yeah, I mean, I'm getting off in a tangent, but yeah, I mean, overall this game is really good. It's actually probably my favourite point-and-click adventure, even though it's not really a point-and-click adventure anymore. But you could still call it that kind of. I mean, the rewind features are really unique and very cool. I mean, I thought D4 at least tried to do new stuff, but I think Life is Strange succeeded even more at pushing the point-and-click adventure gameplay and making it unique. And to be honest, I'm really looking forward to the next Life is Strange.